welcome to Pretty Little Liars, the after show here on the Stream.TV Fan Show Network. We are reeling right now post #Fatal Finale. Tonight's episode was absolutely like jaw-dropping, intense, crazy, and it took so long for us to finally find out who died. And now the biggest question of all has been answered. We are so ready to talk to you guys all about Mona's death. #Rest in peace, Mona. #Rest in peace, Mona. There's so much to say. Honestly, we cannot wait to get started. My name is Sinead de Vries. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sinead de Vries. Also joining me are my pretty little talkers. You guys, we're all so excited. Over here on my left.
Hi guys, Ashley Mova. My feelings are on this like wild roller coaster right now because on one hand, Paley is back, and on another hand, we're not gonna get another new episode of Pretty Little Liars for a really long time, so I'm distraught. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Ashley Mova and tell me all about how distraught you are too.
Last week you had to tweet her about your depression. This week she wants to know how distraught you guys are.
I'm the therapist, guys.
Ashley is the therapist of the show. Also joining us over here.
All right, guys, I just have 3 letters. WTF. Oh, my God. Okay, my name is Meghan Lamontagne, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Meg Lamontagne.
I agree with you, Megan. I'm thinking the same thing. Also joining us.
Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Gray. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Stephanie L. Gray. Sorry if I'm a little flustered. I was just staring into Mona's dead eyes for like 5 minutes.
Oh my
God. What the heck, man? What are you trying to do to us?
That was so creepy.
I know.
Really scary.
Megan's like, can you guys come over to my house tonight? But yeah, I will.
Yeah, please. No, honestly, I was like, I was so scared. Like, I was crying. Like, I had a little bit of tears in my eyes.
I feel like that should have been rated R.
It was so scary. I did not think that PLL was going to go there. When we saw Mona in the trunk and then baby Jesus, like, whoa, that was really over the top.
Right.
And
That
it
was
freaked me out.
not only over the top, but a little weird that baby Jesus was placed on top of Mona's dead, lifeless body with her eyes like wide open. But honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I thought it was Mona a few days ago. Like I really, nobody could convince me that it wasn't Mona. I was getting tweets like, who do you think is gonna die? I'm like, I wanna say Mona. And I even said online, if I don't see a body, I will not believe that she's actually dead. But we saw the body. It's right there.
Yeah, we saw the body.
I thought maybe Mona's death was gonna be like a cover-up, that the girls had planned this with her to pin something on Allison. I really thought so, but the body was there. Her eyes are wide open. Now we know Mona's really dead, you guys.
And I have to say, though, the fans were pretty spot on. They're like little detectives, and all of you guys went on Twitter and you were like, oh, well, we saw Hannah crying, so it must mean Mona's dead. And you were right.
Yeah.
You were right. So half of it was ruined for me. But on the other side, I was like, everyone is very smart.
I know, the writers got to be on their game because you guys are figuring some stuff out and you're very good.
Yeah, I think that as a whole, we're really starting to be able to put pieces together, which is so exciting. But let's get into the biggest question of the night, you guys. Honestly, keep sending us your questions. #PLLAS. Who the hell killed Mona? Who killed her?
Right. Me and Steph, I think it was Steph though, you were agreeing with me. I am convinced it's Allie. That blonde hair, like, I get it, she kind of looked bigger, but that blonde hair, like, there had to be a point in why they took that hoodie off. It was totally Allie, and she was like, I know it's Allie, I'm gonna tell the cops, and then next thing you know, she's dead. Obviously, Allie killed her.
And Allie was kind of smirking at the whenever she was falling, and Allie's like,
let them finish, Meg. It's
Jeez, I'm getting so intense.
I know, me too, because you know what?
I saw it.
Yeah, she was smirking. Yes, she had blonde hair. Yes. But Allie does not do dirty work.
No.
That I will stand by that till the day I die. Allie does not do dirty work. Allie's too much of a wimp to do her own dirty work. She will get somebody else if it's the last thing she does to do her dirty work
It
for
was
her.
not Allie. First of all, that blonde hair was way too blonde. Allie's hair is
blonde.
not that blonde.
It was a little blonde.
Second of all, that person was like huge, big. It looked like a man. Like it looked like a man just from when they.
a man doesn't have long blonde hair.
Well, I'm just saying, like the body type, tall.
Make up your mind. Is it a man or is it someone with long blonde hair?
It could be
murderer.
both. Hello, we live in Los Angeles.
When the murderer, when the murderer walked into Mona's house, it panned up, and at first I saw like these really masculine shoes, these masculine legs. I'm like, oh man, it's one of the detectives walking in. And then we saw like the blonde hair, and I was like, it's a man with a wig.
Honestly, that is not what I thought you were going to say.
Or it's Detective Bad Perm that chopped it all off and put on that blonde wig. I don't know.
Hopefully. It makes sense that, you know, Allie doesn't do her own bad work and that maybe we were talking about this theory that's been going around. Meg, you were telling us about how they switched. So someone maybe had done it for Allie. But I think it all comes back to Allie in the end. I think there's a total significance in them showing us that blonde hair.
Megan said something really interesting, you guys, in the green room before we even came out. She's like, "Well, guys," and you should tell them.
Okay.
Tell them.
And I didn't come up with this on my own. This came from, I believe her name is Linda from YouTube. I can't remember your last name. I'm so sorry. I apologize. But basically, the theory was, so remember last week when Aria and her family were all watching that old movie. It was a movie, an Alfred Hitchcock movie called Strangers on a Train. And basically that movie is about two strangers that meet on a train and they decide to, and they have they have two people that they want dead in their separate lives, but instead of killing them each themselves, they decide to switch places and that person kills someone for them and the other person kills that person for them. So we're thinking maybe the same thing happened to Allie. Maybe Allie didn't kill Mona, but she got someone to do the dirty work because she's always wanted Mona dead all along.
Who perhaps looks like her, who perhaps could be Cece?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot, there is a lot of speculation with what is going on with Cece Drake. And with the Alfred Hitchcock things, I read another theory and they pulled out episodes from every single season that were literally exact matches of all these like Hitchcock themes, theories, movies.
They're doing it on purpose.
Of course, and I think that like honestly, that is such a good theory. So Linda, wherever you are, thank you so much.
I hope it's Linda. I think it's Linda.
Hopefully, but
Linda,
there have been a lot of Hitchcock things too. So you guys, like, thank you so much for sending those. I read one last week that literally they pulled an episode from every season with these like they're all starting to be like kind of parallels to each other. You know, we have to really start paying attention to these little details.
We do.
But I think that you know, Rachel Watkins online with her Cece theory, and by the way, which is amazing. That whole thing that comes down to we never saw Cece get on the plane. Remember, we know that she was leaving, but we never saw her get on the plane. And yes, she was dressed up as Vivian Darkbloom, but then when Allison went to go meet Cyrus in the forest, she had that disguise again. How would she have gotten it back if Cece was not in Rosewood?
Maybe they have two.
It's possible. I mean, you could have two wigs. No, it's possible. But I just think that literally now Cece, I just can't wait for Cece to come back because God, that girl has so many answers.
I know.
Hidden underneath
There's
that blonde
just
hair.
all these people that are always disappearing. Like we didn't see Noel, we didn't see Detective Tanner, Bad Perm, we didn't see all the parents in this episode.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are in and out constantly. I mean, Allie wasn't even in last week's episode at all.
And
so
now
it's
she's back.
And Holbrook made an appearance in this one. He's been MIA for a while, and he was suddenly back.
Suddenly back. And
Thank you.
Suddenly hot.
Absolutely.
I'm also not done though talking about this murder just because. Did anyone think, back to that, did anyone think that there was a little too much blood for like a PG ABC family show?
There was so much blood. I was like, this is happening right now. I feel like I was flipped from PLL to CSI.
No, they definitely crossed a lot of boundaries with all the political. I thought it was kind of political with the
and
baby
political.
and then we see Mona's dead body. Like that's a little bit extreme for
That was
ABC
probably
family.
the scariest PLL has ever been, aside from the tambourine monkey and the follow me, be like me.
Well, I mean, Mrs. DiLaurentis' body we saw as well.
But that wasn't really.
This was a little different.
It wasn't recently murdered as much as Mona had been recently murdered.
Freshly murdered.
Yeah.
Freshly murdered. Freshly pale. Grossing myself.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
So we want to hear, obviously, what you guys have to say. We want to hear if you think Allie killed Mona, if you think it was someone else. We will be on Twitter all night. But the other big thing that we have to talk about is Spencer getting arrested. That was a huge storyline. Basically, we found out from Allie and her lie detector test that she set up Spencer. She wasn't really lying, but she wasn't telling the whole truth. So what do we think about that?
I don't know. I don't really feel like she totally set her up either. Like, nothing about, you know, like that lie detector test almost, I feel like I was gonna see something that was gonna make me hate Allison in that moment. Like she was totally gonna lie.
Right.
But she didn't.
She
like,
didn't,
She kind of was just speaking factual, but that whole scene, you know, the Spencer getting arrested scene, like, I thought it was really cheesy.
It was super
You guys, she also almost ran into the door because she was trying to look flustered. Oh, Toby, I don't know what to do. And she's like, door dodge. And I was like, what the heck?
This episode was a little cheesy. Like, we're just gonna rewind for a little. If Toby and Spencer ever role play ever again, someone just cut my eyes out.
No. Somebody just say stop, please. That whole, from the very beginning when Toby was behind Spencer, and then she's like, I've never been really bad with authority. Like, it was like, can we please not? But Megan, no, you're so right. Like, what, like, this whole Allie setting up Spencer, I guess, if you will. And Stephanie, you had said something about this has already been done. Like, talk about that a little bit.
I feel like we already did the whole Spencer's a murderer, she had the pills, she has this kind of split personality, and now they're redoing the whole thing, and I thought we were past that.
Right. I think that Allie's kind of, maybe she didn't lie this time, but I think she's taking it into account that, like, oh, they kind of have me, let me throw Spencer a little bit under the bus because I don't want to get arrested. Like, I feel like she on purpose was not telling the complete truth. And sometimes that kind of makes me feel like it's basically lying when you're not telling the complete truth. It's basically lying.
Yeah.
So, and I felt like she was doing that on purpose.
Like, she was giving ambiguous answers on purpose.
To make Spencer look guilty.
Yeah, but don't you think it was interesting that Holbrook had already asked about Spencer, like, in that lie detector test? Like, he was like, when's the last time you saw Spencer Hastings? Like, why Spencer Hastings? Is this still, like, coming off of what we already know from the last time that you were...
I think maybe she said, he said Spencer because originally his first question was, who were you with in the barn? And then she mentioned the 3 girls. And then he was like, where's Spencer? Because obviously Spencer had
wasn't there. Oh, that's
maybe.
right.
I'm thinking maybe that might have been it. But when they arrested Spencer, that blindsided me. I was totally expecting it to be Aria.
Well, they both may or may not have murdered someone. Sure. Are those the 2 culprits? So that makes me think, since those are the 2 culprits, it can't be them.
Yeah.
It won't be them. This also brings up the recording, which I'm the most confused about. The recording that we think is Bethany.
Yeah.
And
that sounded an awful lot.
It sounded a lot like Melissa.
Yes.
So I don't really know anymore. But
maybe they just took Melissa and they're like, oh, we already pay you, so we'll just hire you to do this and we'll pretend that you're Bethany. And no one will notice, but we all kind of notice.
Let's save on budgeting.
But
hopefully not. Hopefully that's not what happened.
It led us to believe that, because in the recording she was said, Bethany supposedly was upset that Mrs. D was having an affair with her dad. So then we've got this debate, was the dad, her dad, Mr. Hastings, or was it some other guy? Because then that would make all kinds of incestual stuff going on in terms of who's related.
The only reason I had said that I thought it was Mr. Hastings was because the only person that, as a PLL audience, we know Mrs. D was having an affair with was Mr. Hastings.
Right.
You know, it's a little... You know, how many people can Mrs. Hastings really be having an affair with? I mean, like, girl gets around.
So if that's true, let's just say it was Bethany talking about Mrs. DiLaurentis having an affair with Mr. Hastings, and Bethany actually was the product of those 2. That would technically make Jason DiLaurentis and Bethany blood-related, full blood-related, and it would make Spencer and Allie only half siblings
through
to
their
those
dad.
2.
And it would make Bethany and Allie.
I think I should be on Dr. Phil, guys.
Like, seriously. Yeah, it would make, you're right. It would make Spencer and Allie half siblings through
Mr. Hastings. And it would make Allie and Bethany. That's the one.
So the only 2 that aren't related are Allie and Spencer.
That's right. That's what I mean. Allie and Spencer are the only 2 that aren't related.
So everyone has the same mom.
So lost.
Everyone has the same mom.
Let me draw a family
dads.
tree and get back to y'all.
Honestly, we might have to draw this up, and I'll post it on Instagram later. Like circles, branches, circles, branches.
Seriously.
But yeah, the only 2 people that wouldn't be actually related at all would be Allie and Spencer, because it's Mrs. D and Mr. DiLaurentis, and it's Mrs. Hastings and Mr. Hastings.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I get it. No, I get that.
Allie's mom gets around.
Girl gets around.
Just like Allie, just like mother, just like daughter.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
So here's the thing, speaking of Allie, being a little sleuter, she is also becoming the leader of army number, 15? So first she was the army of her liars, and now she seems to be getting a new army because the old army is just kaput. So now she has decided to gather her new army, which is like nerds. It's like the two nerd twins that came out before. So it's like, I don't know what Allie said to all of this new army that somehow converted them, and first of all made them follow her, who they hate, and second of all made them leave Mona.
Right.
I don't know what she said.
Well, I think that was very significant when Mona said send out the code A, and Megan, you had clarified for me is that the only one that showed up was Lucas, and then Lucas was like, everybody thinks that Allie's the good one, you know?
Right.
So I think that was very significant to show that Allie is kind of succeeding in building this new army. But you said something about the twins, like Who are
Who
these
are
weird
these
twins?
Freaking twins, guys. We're counting on you all out there because I'm sure some of you have some answers.
Right.
So who are these twins?
And Mona knew
Why are they being
them.
so sketch?
Because she had a nickname for them. What is she? The Toodles? Like, I guess there's Toodles. You
I
guys didn't
missed
see
that.
that? She was like, oh, hey, Toodles. And then they go into the bathroom and they look at each other super weird as if we're supposed to know, like, who they are and what significance they have.
They kind
but-
of looked like Mona did in that first
Yeah,
season.
that's very true.
You know, didn't they kind of look like Mona?
Right, and the
when-
entire crew kind of looked all like the liars.
Yeah.
Like there was like an Aria lookalike, an Emma
cheesy.
lookalike.
Yeah, it really was weird.
Yeah.
That was really
Very, very
corny,
weird.
you
It was
guys.
very cheesy.
The fact that Allie's new army happened to like resemble every single liar is like doppelganger central. And then these brand new twins that were like Mona, little Mona, like mini Monas. I don't know. Who are they? We've never seen them before. We don't know their story. Like, are we really gonna have to wait 6 months to find out who these twins are?
PLL keeps introducing more characters. I swear to God, they like every week there's a new character and then another character just slips
Disappears.
off. Yeah, I'm like, what?
Right.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that Detective Badperm was not in this episode.
Yes.
Speaking of,
True.
right? Because now you
Holbrook
have a
took her
death.
place.
You have all these liars involved. It's another death. I mean, seriously, you guys, if this was real life and people just kept dropping like flies, these police would be all over it. And the fact that she wasn't there, you know?
And you think that she would give the lie detector. Like, you think that she'd be the one to
Yeah.
ask those questions.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
like,
that's right, because in the previous episode she said, I actually have one of the liars coming down to...
Yeah. Did we ever see that?
Maybe Detective Tanner went on a little vacay.
Yeah,
you know what
maybe.
I mean?
That's
Maybe she's
so
at
weird.
the hair salon getting her
a
hair
straight-
done.
Wait, side note though, guys, did you see on Instagram that I actually posted a picture of the actress,
Yes.
Detective
Yes, she
Tanner?
looks
She's
great.
gorgeous, guys. And she has
Gorgeous.
some real good hair. So I
Gorgeous.
know we all kid around sometimes, but she does have some good
Yeah,
hair. They
right.
just make it look
They're
bad
doing it
the
on
show.
purpose.
And I'm sorry if you guys take offense to us making fun of her hair all the time. It's because I see that a lot. Like, you guys hate on her so much. We're not hating on her. We do think she's smart. I do think she's a smart
Yeah,
detective.
yeah.
I just hate her perm.
Right. But someone else who has new hair that I was really excited to see, the return of Paige and Emily, guys.
We're all
I loved
like,
it.
yay.
I literally was watching that scene of them in the hallway like, yeah, guys.
Yeah.
more.
Ashley was great.
And then they kiss, and this is huge because, first of all, we never found out who that date Paige went on
what
with.
the
Like,
heck?
who was
Slightly
that girl?
featured
Like,
extra.
yeah, the lucky extra of the week, I guess. But so obviously it didn't work out because we saw them kiss and they're totally back on. And yay, true love forever.
I thought that kiss was random.
So
you
did
guys.
I. It was so built up. You guys have been building up for this like for so many episodes, and then she just like, oh, we're in the middle of school by lockers.
She couldn't help it. She's in love, guys. She couldn't help her feelings. She went
you,
to
Megan.
Whatever. Paige was just on a date like 4 minutes ago with
She was
someone
trying to
with the
cover
lucky
her
extra of the
feelings.
week. I just want to know what is going on with Paige. Like, please, somebody tell me. I still feel like she has a hidden agenda. I mean, I like her character.
She does.
Yeah.
She does have a hidden agenda though, because she and the two twins were the ones who all went to Emily's house.
No.
And that's when Paige told Emily like, oh, I saw Allie or whatever.
No, I thought the twins went with Allie.
The twins and Paige were all like nestled
The new ones?
around Emily's house that same night because
Correct,
they're
but
all
they didn't
working
come
together.
They didn't come together. Paige was
do you
by
think they're
herself.
working
Oh,
together?
Paige followed
they could
them.
be.
Do you see what I'm
Paige-
saying?
Paige followed
But no,
them.
but Paige was spying on the twins and Allie. Allie and the twins were
Oh.
together.
Where did
Paige
they
was
end
on
up?
on her own island, really.
I thought maybe the
Yeah.
twins are working with Paige.
No, Paige
But
went
No.
to chase
Okay,
after
I could
them.
be totally
it's
off.
I mean, it's
Honestly, anything
possible.
is possible.
Okay.
But I just want
I
to
think
bring
I'm
up the
off then.
fact that once again we see Paige with takeout on
the
freaking
porch.
front porch.
On the porch.
I was dying when I saw that. I was like, really, guys? Like,
But
really?
then she hopped in her car to go follow those twins. Did we ever see where those twins
No,
ended
they
up?
were with Allie. That's it.
They were with Allie. I wonder if Paige saw. I wonder if Paige saw them.
I know, I don't know.
But then maybe she was distracted by Mona dying, you know, didn't say anything. But no, you're talking about couples, and I made a funny like. The fact that they were like bed buddies, if you will, all
Yeah.
coupled off at the end.
Yeah.
And then I was
Yeah.
thinking like, well, Spencer's in jail. Like, where's Toby just like by himself in his wheelchair?
Wheelchair.
Poor Toby. Oh my gosh, you guys, we didn't even talk about that. Toby gets hit by a car.
That's so, oh my God.
Because nobody cares. Is this wrong?
No,
as soon
I
as that
care.
happened, I was
I
like, you
care.
guys, is it weird that I don't care if Toby's the one who died?
That's heartbreaking.
Where's your heart of gold, my love?
That is heartbreaking.
Black heart.
I could never ever picture you having a black heart, Steph. You're the sweetest. Stop it.
It's a
Get
fun.
out of
But yeah,
town.
he did get hit by a car. They did that on purpose to throw us off.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
clever
totally
writer.
threw us off. I mean,
That's so
you guys are gonna see
sad.
behind the scenes pictures of us after when that happened. We were all like, No, it can't be.
And especially because he just joined the police academy.
Oh my
Like,
God.
imagine you go through all these weeks of training, running, sprinting, and then suddenly you get hit by a car on your day of graduation.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I mean, honestly, and your girlfriend doesn't even show up. Like, and now you're in a cast, and then your girlfriend gets arrested. Like, Toby had the worst week in Rosewood. Let's be real, you guys.
He also looked like a 12-year-old boy. I was expecting him, speaking of him going through this training and running marathons and training to be a police officer, he shows up, looks like a 12-year-old boy playing like with costumes in his little police outfit.
Yeah.
So that was
So cute.
I was
I mean,
disappointed.
yeah, it was cute. It was a little awkward. That scene was weird, but I mean, I think that the main thing of this episode was to show Mona's death, and that we kind of all felt it. It took a while. So please keep tweeting us, you guys. #PLLAS for the Pretty Little Liars after show. And we want to know who you think killed Mona. Do you think it's Allie? Do you not think it's Allie? I mean, obviously we're split over here, but we're getting in your questions right now, so let's get to them. They're coming in via Twitter. You guys can #PLLAS. Here it goes. At Isaac Grandeboo wants to know, was Bethany Young friends with Allie?
I think potentially Allie and Bethany Young could be half siblings.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
I think that they are rivals because Bethany doesn't like Allie because in that recording she said something along the lines of, oh, can I trust anyone in that family? Being Mrs. D's family, being Allie.
Right. I mean, that's Stephanie, that's so good, because in that recording,
Get out of town!
I love you, girl. I love you. No, honestly, in that recording, she did say, can I trust anybody in that family? Is it mother like daughter? Because Bethany didn't like Mrs. D. So then obviously we're gonna keep finding out now. If she didn't like her, why was she at the stables with her? Like, what is going on with this whole relationship?
Right. That's so true.
But I mean, were they friends?
I think they didn't like each other because I think that, so they have different dads, and maybe they're like envious that like their little family didn't work out.
Right.
And so they probably hate each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why you'd be jealous that, your family wasn't like a successful little family. And that probably makes you hate the other person.
No, absolutely. I agree with that. And plus, Allison in that lie detector said, what did she say? She was like, I had nothing to do with Bethany Young's murder. She didn't say, I didn't know Bethany Young.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Knowledge. But no, honestly though, for real. Who knows? I think that Bethany Young and Allison did know each other. I mean, that's honestly what I think. Somebody knows Bethany Young, let's be real. She didn't just come out of nowhere.
I don't know who plays Bethany Young.
Right?
Yeah, right? They
When are they gonna
show her? Casting call, guys.
Melissa does her voice, apparently. I mean,
Melissa does the voice.
Yeah, we should look on Casting Network's Actors Access to see if they're casting that. It's blonde, you guys.
Okay.
All right. At Raya Nichelle 22 asks, why would A threaten the therapist lady? This is obviously going back to a couple seasons ago, and not try to kill Detective Tanner instead, or though. Like, okay, so yeah, I get that.
Such a great question. Such a great question.
Yeah, because that therapist lady obviously knew too much. She was trying to help the girls. I mean, Detective Tanner is not technically trying to help the girls, but she's prying.
They kind of looked alike. The therapist and Detective Tanner.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
No, they did. They looked. I think from what I remember,
One
they
is like
kind
a
of
solid tan, and one is like very.
Are you trying to say that they're two completely different races? Because I'm going to say that right now, Megan. They're two completely different races.
Wait, really?
Yes. The therapist was white.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And Detective Tanner
Honestly,
is
these
not.
shows put so much Tanner on every single character.
Right.
I can hardly tell who is what race.
I know. I'm not saying they're the same
Tanner,
person,
no
but I'm
pun
just saying like they
intended.
both had like the dark short hair, and they both were like worse.
One
than their
has like
super-
straight normal hair, and the other one has a frizzy
Screw you guys.
poodle perm.
I understand. I get where you're coming from.
I know what you mean,
Everyone
though.
is freaking too tan in that show.
And
all right. Moral of the
aside
story.
from like looking alike, which they don't. I love you. Aside from looking alike, they kind of had like a similar like influence in the episodes. They kind of were this older authority figure, if you will.
Okay.
That's what I mean. You hit the nail on the head, Sinead. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, and Tanner does know so much information. Like, I'm shocked that A hasn't gone after her, but I'm guessing it's probably like, she's a cop. Why are you going after a cop?
No,
that's like setting yourself up to get
He's
caught.
not afraid of anybody.
I know
Even
what.
cops?
Seriously.
That was the most serious thing you've ever said. A is not afraid of anybody.
It's so true.
This is why Detective Tanner isn't getting killed off, because she's trying to investigate the murder of Shauna, whereas people like Mona are trying to investigate who the heck A is. So A likes to kill the people investigating A.
I don't
that's
think
true.
a bullet could get through that. I just don't. But honestly, I don't think anything could get through that perm, let's be real. But I also am like really curious as to where she was. Like, I think that was kind of weird that she wasn't
And then
there.
they brought Holbrook back.
Yeah, which we're
Yeah.
okay with.
Which we're okay with.
Thank
we're
you.
okay with.
Yeah, we know you're okay with that, Megan. Let's
know.
be real. Okay, Ashley Arsenio asked, in your opinion, what is the most jaw-dropping part of the episode that you loved the best?
That's a toughie. There was a lot of peaks in this show.
Ashley's like, Paley.
Which all started 40 minutes after the episode began. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Except
like
Haley.
nothing happened forever.
I mean, I wouldn't say this was jaw-dropping, but guys, did anyone else get super excited for Christmas seeing this episode? I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the holidays are around the corner.
No.
I am so excited.
I am holding on to summer as long as I can, you guys. It is literally not even September yet. I cannot celebrate
gotta say-
Christmas. That's weird.
I agree, which I was excited for Christmas, but I was like, this is bad timing. Please show me
it
this
is.
episode when I'm
Yeah.
carving a pumpkin and,
And it's
hanging my
literally
tree.
like 90 degrees outside.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it was hot, so
Later.
hot today. I wore a sweater on accident and I was sweating my ass off. But jaw-dropping, I think Mona's like dead body,
Yeah.
you guys. Like that was
The death.
shocking. It was weird. It was so out there for ABC Family, and I think that they did a really good job. Like I was really not expecting to see a body tonight. I thought, I mean, I
Right.
honestly wasn't. Like I don't know where I can back that up with. Like somebody died, but there wasn't going to be a body. But the fact that they showed her lifeless body, like I really felt. I felt different. I felt different.
It was a really serious moment. Like we all were just quiet and staring with our jaws dropped.
yes.
And you could tell that there was a struggle there because the blood everywhere. That's sad. That was really sad.
Yeah,
That wasn't even
That
real.
was so sad.
That was a freaking massacre.
it was horrible.
She
It was
must
so
have died
horrible.
a terrible death. And
so
I know you guys
sad.
didn't care about this, but I thought it was a jaw-dropping moment, Toby getting hit by a car, because it came out
Yeah.
of left field.
Yeah.
Like, I did not expect that at all. Nothing in the previews gave me any inkling that Toby was going to get in a wheelchair with his cast all the way going up his leg.
Yeah.
Bless your heart, Toby.
Megan did call it though. She's like, Toby's gonna get hit by a car right now. I was like, wait, what? And then I saw the headlights. I mean, yeah, that was. You're
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
Ashley. That
hit
was
the
jaw
police
dropping.
car,
Absolutely. Good question. I don't know. That was insane. All right, this question just came in at Fans of Kardashian wants to
hey.
know, why do you think they kept Mona's body, and what do you think they will do with it? Very good question because
Possibly because when you murder someone, which I do frequently,
rid of
the
the
first
body.
rule
Yeah,
of thumb
the
is
body.
definitely don't bury the body. Take it with you so that it doesn't get discovered like Mrs. D's buried
Yeah,
body.
but why wouldn't they just burn it?
That's true.
What?
That's true.
And
Obviously,
throw
Megan's
it
had more
in there.
experience in murders than I
they
have.
left Mrs. D's body in the hole in the ground.
I know. I feel like, yeah. Well, and you would think that Mona would have obviously had signs of more of a struggle.
Or, like,
she
blood
looked,
on her?
She looked scary in the trunk, but she was obviously.
She had a
Dead.
cut on her face.
I don't know.
She had like a gash on her face.
she?
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
I know
I
I was
put her-
imagining it because it seemed really scary, but I'm pretty sure she had a gash on her face.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, but very good question, you guys.
Yeah.
Why would you keep a dead body? When I murder people, I like to get rid of the evidence. Just kidding. All right, you guys. Keep tweeting us your questions. #PLLAS. Obviously, play on in these questions. These are great questions
Yeah.
tonight, you guys. Let us know what you're thinking. Please tell us online via Twitter, via Instagram, via Facebook message, via everything you guys find a way to do it. But let us know. We really want to know what you're thinking. We want to give a couple shout outs to people that have been absolutely incredible this week, sending us notifications all over the place. We were talking about it today. You guys are incredible. Okay, the shout outs go to @Webster_Corey.
Oh, Corey.
Yes.
Hey, Corey, thank you.
Yes, all the time. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. @Brosif Yusuf, thank you so much. @Mary K Gray 1.
Hey, I like
thank
your last
you.
name.
Yeah. Maybe you're related.
Maybe you guys are related, like
Yes.
the twin theory. @Tyrell_Sean, thank you so much. @Paris Money giving us the tea all the time.
tea.
Thank you. @PopKen24, thank you so much. @Annie M Bellard, thank you.
You're really good at reading these.
I know,
Props to you,
right?
Sinead.
Thank
That's
you,
all.
guys.
I would be like,
Oh my God, no pressure.
good luck on this one.
Yeah, right. @MUNAZIAD. Thank you so much. I've seen your name all over Twitter this week as well. @Scream for PLL. Yes. Talk about it. @Michael XX Morris.
Yeah.
Our producers are still writing them because obviously they're still coming in. And @YouDon't_phase me. And one more @PLL fan underscore PLL. Yes, okay. Thank you so much, you guys. Also, there's another account for the Pretty Little Liars after show online. It's run by Leah Michelle, like 22 or something.
Not the real Leah Michelle, I don't think. But she's a fan of her.
She is. Her personal account is, her name is Leah Michelle online, but she opened up another PLLAS. Imagine if it was Leah Michelle.
I know, right?
No, but you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. This week has been like almost overwhelming in the greatest way possible that you guys have been sending us theories. And also, Rachel, thank you so much. We all saw your giant theory, and it's amazing. We all agree with you. We're so excited. So keep tweeting us your theories, and we'll tell you why in just a second. Right now, after the show, you guys, we got nominated to do the ALS Bucket Challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Caleb didn't die, so Megan is off the hook. But
no, I'll still.
You're coming with us, girl.
yeah,
We're going together.
we're getting ice thrown on our heads. Megan's definitely doing it with us.
I'm gonna do it.
But we're so excited to do it with the four of us because I love you guys so much. Like, props to a great PLLAS season, you guys, honestly.
It was so good.
Mid-season.
Mid-season.
More to come.
Yeah, it kind of feels like an entire season
know.
because so much happened. So many people died. But yeah, so stay tuned, you guys, because we are going to do the ALS Bucket Challenge. Thank you so much for nominating us. Obviously, it's a really great cause, and the ALS Foundation has raised so much money because of it, so check it out, and maybe we'll nominate some of you guys too.
I know,
So
we're
just
gonna
gonna
figure
film
out
it.
who we're gonna nominate.
We're gonna film it on our phones, and then we're gonna put it up on our own social media.
Yeah.
So it won't be part of this show. We're just gonna go out and do it. Really
So check
quick.
our social medias is the moral of that story.
Yeah, and we'll have the stream, post it, all of that. I know you guys have been begging us to do it all week. We got plenty of it. So yes, you're gonna see it. It's going to happen. Also, you guys have been tweeting us a lot about being very sad that PLLAS is coming to an end for now, and we are sad too. So that is why we have decided to come back next week and talk about theories, because clearly we can't stay away from you guys too long. Your guys' theories have been incredible. We're going to pinpoint very specific fan theories that we love and that maybe like require a little bit of thought and what we're actually thinking now. So stay tuned, because next week we're back. We're not going anywhere, you guys. And just keep following us. We're gonna be really, really getting into what the heck we can expect when PLL returns in December. So keep tweeting us your theories. Even if they're long, we wanna hear them because you might get them on the show next week. All right, you guys.
All right, everybody.
Yay, congratulations, you guys.
Yes, love you, girls. Love everybody.
Group high five. Oh, we all missed.
Okay, let's go get iced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
do it.
And
3, 2, 1.